Oh, right. I think we are just about on it. Let's make sure everything's sounding good. Make sure everything's looking good. Are you looking good? I think you're looking good. Oh, it's going to be an interesting one today. I got this TikTok Trash Tuesday is huge. It's not as huge as some of the other ones. That's a good thing because last week I had so much that it was just like it was too much. It was too much. We only got halfway through, and then the next day we had to go back and do some more. So I'm not going to leave you on that thing. See, Alex is always looking good. That's right, baby, looking good.
Fortress Bucks.
That's not a Fortress Bucks, but I just wanted to play it just for. I don't have any other jingle on here. I have the muting for the curse word, so I can say mother, not really have to worry about muting it later, which is fun. But the problem is I don't normally sit there on the button and stuff when I'm ready to go and just like that because I'm too passionate. I'm too passionate, and I would probably go up and hit the dinger zone button like that, you know. So you don't want to do that either. So every once in a while, if you hear me this, it's going to be because I'm purposely taking the time, but I don't want to go back and edit. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you something. We got some crazy stuff going on here today because normally I go for the on TikTok Trash Tuesdays. Welcome. What I normally do is I just kind of scroll through TikTok, and anything that seems movie related, I go ahead and I snag that and download that and then upload it here. So, you know, I put it all into one big video. You'll see it and all the little interstitials in between just to kind of spread everything out. Normally, I do not actually watch the videos, though, because I want to have, you know, an honest to God, you know, reaction in front of you guys here and everything, and hopefully use that later on social media to boost things up. For example, we're kicking butt on TikTok yesterday, a little bit today, but yesterday for sure. But no YouTube. YouTube wasn't doing well, but like it's all back and forth. You never really know, so you're just kind of guessing it all the times. And so that's a lot of what we're going to do here is repurpose some of this crap later and stuff, put it on the internet, and maybe get a couple people mad here and there. And I think that's what we're going to have a little bit today because, like I said, I don't normally watch everything ahead of time, but this time I watched most of a couple of videos that we'll do. Not right up front, because I don't want to smash you in the face with that one right off the bat. But what we want to do is we'll do a couple of nice ones, and then we'll go into this a review of Fantastic Four that I have some problems with, and it's not necessarily the review of the movie itself that I have problems with. We'll talk about that specifically and what I mean by that. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, but hopefully we'll try to stay, you know, calm. We'll stay measured and not have to worry about anything, because that's not what I want to do. I don't want to, like, this isn't a I want to make it clear that I'm not doing this to kind of start smack talking or anything else like that. I really to me this is just it's having some fun here, poking fun at another person who does some reviews and stuff like that. But you know, I feel sometimes if if you see something and you think that's a little bit messed up or whatever, I feel like, maybe way ought to crack that nut open and see what's inside, fumble around a little bit and see what happens. But let me get you to a nice place. I want you in a nice place first. Before I send you to hell, I want to send you to heaven. You know what I'm saying? So let's first watch this. I guess this is at San Diego Comic-Con because that was the big thing this past week. I don't know if this was there or just outside of that and some other sort of deal, but raise of hands. Who likes Brendan Fraser? Oh, everybody does. This was a fun little story here about what happened on the set of The Mummy. So I thought I'd share this with you because it's fun. Let me make sure I can get it up here because StreamYard is a bit of a pain sometimes.
Whichever reason I can only attribute to spending too much time after school watching Three Stooges. I reached out and poked the imaginary mummy in the eyeballs with 2 fingers, thinking, well, it's the first take. They'll fucking go, Brian, knock it off, man. And then, ding, ding, cut.
I'm going to say I'm sorry for his volume being so low when we get to my regular, because this is outside of the norm of, because normally I'll go through and raise the volume on all of these in the edit timeline so you guys can actually hear them. So thankfully this has captions.
And I'm hearing murmuring offset. No, we can do it. Actually, that's not bad. No, seriously, no, I know. How much is that going to cost? No, it's cool. We can do it, actually. No, seriously, dude, it's funny. It is funny. You got to admit it's funny. Seriously, it's funny. Okay, you go tell him. I'm standing there waiting. I can hear you!
Now he can scream there, though.
Pretty much they came over and told me, we can put the mummy in later getting jabbed in the eyeballs. But that kind of improvisation is really tricky to make when you're working in the medium at that time because all the shots are so prescribed, months and weeks in advance, blah, 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 blah. And if you deviate from that path, you can wind up spending a lot of money that someone can clean up something in special effects, but which we all look at now charmingly.
Yeah, if you go back and you look at the Mummy special effects these days, they are laughably bad. But at the time we were like, this is pretty good. But nowadays it's like, ooh.
And think, how quaint.
Very.
Because you could do 14 times better on your own phone right now.
Jesus. All right. See what I mean? That's a pain in the butt. All right. So we got that one. This is a nice quick one here. Again, sorry about the lack of volumes here. Nothing better than being in your little post-movie discussion circles. Gotta love those. Who's had those back in the day? I normally don't bring anybody with me because I don't need that kind of hassle. Expensive out there, man. One more, and then we'll get into the regular one. And again, we're gonna kind of delve into some fun stuff here. And I say fun advisedly, but hey, it's what we do.
This is a rare and controversial box of Count Chocula.
This is cool. I watched this whole video.
In 1987, General Mills made this box of Count Chocula with Bela Lugosi's Dracula on it. In the picture, Dracula is wearing a medallion that looks remarkably like a Star of David. There's an anti-Semitic trope from the Middle Ages that falsely claims that Jews drink the blood of Christians. So the Jewish Anti-Defamation League sent a letter to General Mills saying, hey man, you can't have a blood-drinking monster wearing a Star of David. And General Mills was like,
they said, I'm sorry, but we do what we have to do around here. That's what General Mills sounds like.
Oh my God, so sorry, and discontinue the box. Just a little cereal box history for you.
That's pretty good. Cool. All right, so let's get into it proper. There was a guy on TikTok named Jamal who is I want to say he's UK, somewhere in that neighborhood. He ain't from here. But it seems like a nice enough guy. But I've come to question some of his review tactics and stuff like that, and we'll go over those in his TikToks here because I have several from him and his reaction to the reactions that he has gotten. So we're all going to go on a little bit of a journey here. I hope you're all excited. Let's get it.
I'm giving Fantastic Four 0 out of 5 stars. The truth is, it's probably a 3-star movie, but I am begging you not to go and see it.
Okay, that is the ultimate crux of what all of this means to me. Where I'm coming from within this entire argument comes down to this first couple of seconds here. He says it's about a 3-ish kind of star, but he's a 0 and actively telling people not to go see the movie. Let's find out the logic.
So I'm giving it 0 out of 5 stars. I'll explain, okay? As a movie, it does lots of things really well. It does lots of things really badly too, and lots of things that are very confusing.
Okay, all right. Confusing is a weird word, but okay.
It's visually rich. You know, it's actually quite beautiful in some moments, especially the more cosmic scenes. Some of the performances are brilliant. I think, is it Julia Garner? Anyway, she's great. Her as Silver Surfer, I bought. She's the best bit of the movie. She's way more intimidating than Galactus, and every scene, her speed and her ferocity in moments is superb. I don't buy Joseph Quinn. No.
I'll be honest with you. I think Joseph Quinn was probably my weakest point. It wasn't a large one or anything. I felt Johnny could have had just maybe a tiny bit more edge to him. I don't need to see the, kind of X Games Johnny that we got in the Tim Story movies, but I would have liked to see Johnny have just a little bit more of a punk rock edge to him. That's just me.
Not only do I not buy him as the Human Torch, I also just don't buy him. And I loved him in Stranger Things, but this, I'm like, oh, something's not working here.
I just don't like your face.
Boy. What else? They've also got like Natasha Leone and Paul Walter Heiser, just sort of criminally underused.
I mean, they're criminally might be a wild word. They're a little underused for what their thing is, but at the same time too, it's like those are just kind of side stories, little remote characters and stuff like that. And I mean, what do you want to see from Mole Man? Do you need a backstory? Do you want to what does him and his wife eat for dinner? Is that what we're asking? That seems silly. So, and I agree. I feel like there's probably something with Natasha Lyonne's character that was probably on the cutting floor. He's probably correct in that. I would surmise, just kind of based upon what we see. We know John Malkovich shot some stuff in this, which completely ended up getting cut out. So you see him for half a second in the first trailer and everything, but that is exercised from the film and whatnot. So there's a decent enough chance that there's probably something on the cutting room floor, and they just wanted to kind of keep the train flowing there, which I understand, but I didn't feel so short shrifted by those characters. They're fine.
The themes are so undercooked. Like, I don't know what the hell anything is saying at any point in time in this movie, but I don't care about any of that.
Oh, listen, I don't know what it's trying to say, and I don't care. Always a good critique. Always a good critique to say, I don't know what it is, and I don't care. All right, well, let's see where we're going.
I'm going to let better men than me and better women than me talk about this movie. I am not here to critique this movie.
You literally started out this video by giving a score for the movie. That not a critique? It feels like a critique to me.
Okay? I am here to talk about what it represents, because I am...
Ooh, you see that? This means something to him. Whatever we're talking about here, this means something to him. He is passionate about this subject. I'm trying to figure out where we're going here, but this means something to him. That point to the chest, that tap, tap, tap like that, this means something to him. I don't know what it is, but we're going to find out.
Losing my mind. We all know that stories are essentially recycled, right? The familiar things around heroism and redemption and family and love. We've seen these things over.
Only a few arcs with which the modern story can be told from, to be quite frank. We all know that.
Over and over again in superhero movies. The hero's journey, the law. None of this is new, and I'm not pretending that you can sort of reinvent the idea of story. Some people have tried, some people have succeeded, some people have failed. But watching this, you really feel it, right? This isn't storytelling. This is narrative stencil work.
Okay. I mean, again, I'm gonna let it simmer, and I'm gonna hear him out.
This is just new suits and new color schemes and a different CGI being, and no center, or a hollow center at that. After I left the cinema, I googled something, and I've got it here. Right, let me read this to you. When Return of the King, the greatest trilogy maybe of all time, when that.
Guess what, Jamal? Agreed. So at least we're on that page. At least we're on the same page, man. Lord of the Rings trilogy, best trilogy of all time. Unbelievable. Seen the extended cuts in the theaters back to back twice. Big fan. So, hey, I'm on your side for that, buddy. So at least that's what we need to do when we're discussing film and finding these other things and things that we disagree with folks on. What we always need to do is find out what we all agree on. Find some common ground that you can stand on and then work from there. We both are huge Lord of the Rings fans. Fantastic. Let's keep that in mind, and we're gonna move on from there, keeping that in mind.
Trilogy, just 3 movies. When it ended, we waited 9 years before we got The Hobbit,
and it was horrid. what an awful time that was. Just going like, oh, it's not going to be him. Oh, okay, it's going to be Guillermo del Toro. No, well, it's going to be Sam Raimi. Oh, no. Listen, you have to do this movie, Peter Jackson. And he goes in like clearly with something at his head and just going like, all right. Then he gives us a half-baked Hobbit movie. So hopefully he thinks the same there.
We finished Return of the King, and then 9 years later, they said, you know what, let's return to that world. When Harry Potter wrapped, seven books, 8 movies, I believe, international phenomenon, it's got fans all over the world. 5 years between that and Fantastic Beasts.
I agree. We shouldn't be doing that either. I mean, honestly, it's worse than that. I'm going to go and say one worse than that is that they're doing the television show. I mean, we're not far off from the last movie and everything. Not really. What's it been? 10 years? Like that's ridiculous, dude. It's such a short amount of time. And then you're just like, it's a tale as old as time. We're retelling it again. Doesn't make sense.
I even think that was a bit quick. Daniel Craig's James Bond ended in 2021. I think I got that right. That's when it came out. So it's been 4 years. They've got a director. They've still not even cast it yet, and we're going to be waiting. Do you see the point that I'm making here? Stories need space. Stories need
Agreed.
time. Stories need to end. Do you know how long we got after Endgame? Endgame was a decade long. That whole entire film series. 20 odd movies.
Yep.
Do you know how long they gave us after one of the biggest accomplishments, one of the most powerful narrative achievements we've ever seen in cinema history?
I think it was 4 to 6 months.
Do you know how long we got? 2 months and 6 days.
Okay, it was even worse. I thought it was probably 2 months. I was giving a little bit of a benefit of a doubt because I was like, maybe I'll be off. That seems like that would be ridiculous, but at the same time, not overly surprising.
That's all they gave us to grieve it, to miss it.
It really was a shame, and he's absolutely correct with this. And I've talked about this on the channel previously. Is that I think the time that ended cinema kind of as we know it, and we're going into a different section of cinema at this point, as far as like superhero movies and stuff go, is Endgame. Endgame was finished, and it felt like everybody was relieved. Everyone was set for things to be done, and like you said, we wanted kind of a break. We wanted a breather. And we didn't get one. And the things that came out subsequently have all suffered from it. And I think we've seen that time and time again. He's not wrong. He's not wrong in this facts. And so and we're going to talk about some subsequent videos and stuff like this because he starts to break down a little bit after this. But we'll keep going on this one.
We never had a chance to miss it. This is not an anti-superhero movie rant. I saw Superman, and despite my issues with it, and there are flaws in the back end, I loved it. Superman is at least attempting to reinvent how we tell superhero stories.
It's the same bloody thing, dude. You're wrong. You're wrong there. It's the same thing. Like, I can look back at that. It's exactly formulaic. It's just got a little bit of the James Gunn stank on it, which I enjoy. I think most people enjoy it. The box office certainly says that we all enjoy it. But I don't know if I can go down that exact same alley as you, because like Superman it's the same. It's the same as it's always kind of been. It's just it's a slightly different take on it. And I don't know what his relationship with Fantastic Four is. But again, for the most part, no one saw the last Fantastic Four movie, the Josh Trank Fantastic Four film. It's not great, but it's not as bad as everyone says. We talked about it on the podcast. It's, 3/4 of an okay movie, not a great movie, but an okay movie. I can't let you go through and be like, oh, Superman is doing something way different. No, it's not. It's the same bloody thing. You just like one more than the other, and that's fine. That's totally cool. If you're more of a Superman guy than a Fantastic Four guy, that is a-okay, man. I tend to be a Fantastic Four guy. That's just me. It's a weird family that I grew up in. My dad loved Fantastic Four, and I kind of became a fan of it as I became a fan of the majority of things my dad likes, nerd culture and all that kind of bullcrap. It's the same thing, brother. It's the same thing.
In a different way than we have been used to them. The MCU can't do.
Hey, we got rock songs in it. We got James Gunn rock selections. So it's new and different than we've ever seen before. Honestly, it's the same. What do you call it? Formula, for lack of a better word, that James Gunn used in the Guardians movies and stuff like that. It's the same bloody thing, man.
Do that End this nightmare already. It's incapable of letting the cash cow rest. We are just draining this until the point that there's no meaning in any of these stories.
I agree, but I agree that they are draining it to the point. But here's the thing: this is the wrong hill for you to die on. Fantastic Four is not the Marvel film that you want to take a dump on. You know, I did see some Thunderbolts, so I'm not going to talk to that. But any of the previous stuff after Endgame that you want to talk about and compare to and say that it is that kind of slop where they need to really stop, but they need to push the, pump the brakes here and figure something out. I'll agree with that statement 100%. Fantastic Four is doing what Marvel should be doing and should have been doing for quite some time now. And the same thing goes for Superman. When you start applying things appropriately, i.e. make them more like the comics, people don't want to hear that sometimes, but if you make them more like the comics, guess what? Shock of all shocks, sons of bitches, they work. The Fantastic Four works because they just took the elements of the comic and made them into a movie. Now, you might not have enjoyed the movie to a certain degree, but again, if you go back to the beginning, he gave it a good enough review, but my problem with all of this, and we'll see, I'm not sure really, because what the subsequent videos will be here at this point, because he does break down a little. But I mean, I agree with your statement that they need to do better, but this one is not that hill that you need to die on, man. It doesn't make much sense. This one is good. Pick one of the crummy ones. You want to point to a Madam Web? Point to a Madam Web. You want to point to even Captain America? Whatchamadoodle? The new one with Anthony Mackie. What was the name of that flick again? They changed it like 5 times. Anyways, that movie was kind of crap. Put this review to that, and I will 100% get on board with you. But you went and picked the thing that's actually decent. Oops.
If you don't let a story end, it just stops being one.
What do you talk like again? To some degree, I agree with that, but like, when's the last time? Again, take Josh Trank off the table because nobody saw that film. Everyone looked at it and said this is going to be crap, and for the most part, it kind of was. But take that off the equation. What are you talking about?
And if you don't believe me, just listen to what they have to say about this.
Who's they? Oh,
but a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
Yeah. I think that was a Joss Whedon line. You wanna hang your hat in a Joss Whedon line, do you? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, not a good look. Listen, I agree. I agree to a point that they need to kind of slow things down. Unfortunately, with the success of Superman and Fantastic Four, there's no chance of that happening. So the only thing that we can do at this point is to hope that what we do get is good. To demand a higher level of product from the people that have been feeding us slop for a while. Maybe we should go up and say, hey, could you season this with something, please? We'd enjoy a little bit of flavor. And you know what? Sometimes you get a Fantastic Four and you're like, that was a delicious meal. Hopefully we can continue to have these things, but it depends on how good either one of them wants to do it. And here's the thing, man. DC could be dropping the ball at any possible second as well. So don't think that they, are going to be bulletproof with this because of James Gunn. That's certainly not. James Gunn ain't a bulletproof man. I don't care what anybody says. Let's see what his second part is, because he's been getting, as you might imagine, certainly with that opening remark and everything, he's getting some backlash for this. And I think I know where he's going to go with some of it, of people not watching his entire video, because the entire video is fucking long, dude. It's annoyingly long. You go on forever, and somebody who goes on forever and says nothing, believe me, I know something about it. Your video is far too long, bro. I say that this is going to be a 2-hour video tonight. So what am I even talking about? We're through one video. We're 24 minutes into the show.
It 0 out of 5.
Yeah, you didn't watch the movie.
And you didn't watch my video.
He didn't watch the video, clearly, but let's see what his defense is.
Imagine getting on camera just to prove my point. Imagine.
This is what I don't like. This is what I don't like right here. This snobby bullshit. Then don't respond to his video then. Don't respond to it. If he didn't watch the video and he didn't watch the video, then don't respond to it. That's fine. What with this catty shit? Just like, yeah, this clapback. What's that about, dude?
I'm getting on camera, being too afraid to tag me, trying to disagree with me, and then you end up just.
Hey, Jamal, I tagged you in this video, didn't I?
prove my point. This was the point I was making. I gave the movie review. I said 3 out of 5. I went through all the reasons why.
But the problem was, Jamal, is that you said it was a 0 out of 10. Your review of it is invalid because you invalidated it the sentence after you said it. You said, oh, it's 3 out of 5 stars. I thought they did a pretty decent job. But I'm going to say it's 0, and I don't want you to watch it. And I'm encouraging you not to watch it. That is anti-art, and that is bullshit.
Why it was 3 out of 5. I could have gone deeper, but then I got to the heart of what my message was, and I said, hey, these movies are degrading us. They're affecting.
Nah, listen, you did, but here's your problem, bruv. You took 45 minutes to say it.
Affecting our ability, affecting our comprehension skills. They're depleting our attention span.
Yeah, because your video is friggin' long, bro.
And then you proved me right. You got on camera and you proved me right.
But here's the thing, Jamal, let me tell you something. If you would have gotten that video in like a minute and a half, your point would have been made across. But you kept rambling and it didn't get there. So I think this is on you, bud.
Right. You didn't really deal in the core of the argument.
You didn't listen to my 45-minute diatribe on this shit. And he won't listen to all of mine on this. He won't come to this page and listen to anything that I'm saying. So, like, I'm listening more than you are, Jamal, so just so you know.
You just ran straight to he doesn't know anything about comic books. Like, you proved me right.
Well, yeah. Because if you didn't find things to enjoy in that Fantastic Four movie, chances are you aren't a Fantastic Four fan. But I mean, the box office numbers say it. Somebody did. People that I when I walked out of the movie, I was like, man, I know I like that as a Fantastic Four fan, but I don't know how other people are going to feel about it. Turns out other people quite enjoy it a bit as well. So good. You didn't like it, and that's fine. Who cares? But you actively saying, don't go watch it because me no likey. That's stupid.
One of my favorite universes is the DC animated universe, and I love.
That says a whole bunch. Garbage.
I love the.
But guess what? I've watched half of those things. You want to know why, Jamal? Because HMP Volume 1, over 560 episodes of movies and television shows, solely superhero things. So I feel like I have a little bit of a leg to stand on, having done a superhero movie podcast for a decade, covering every single major one and damn near every minor comic book movie and television show out there. Feel like I got a little bit of a standing on this. And here's the thing. It's the best Fantastic Four that we've ever gotten, and you're crying up a hill because you don't want people to go see the other Marvel movies that suck. You took Brave New World and you fused it on to Fantastic Four or something. I don't know what's going on.
The way that it ends and it goes from Apocalypse and then they move into a new universe, they change the cast. There's a whole new visual aesthetic. My argument about the MCU is that it can't do that. It's so hamstrung by this very specific design.
You just invalidated your own self right there because we're on the 816 in this one. It's a completely different thing altogether. For the thing that you're now bitching about, guess what? They went different. They're telling a story different than what we've seen before. You can watch Fantastic Four First Steps and not have to have seen anything previously Marvel. This is the first standalone movie they've had in a long ass time. Enjoy it. Because it's all going to get melded together and bullcrapped really quick. Why don't you enjoy the 3 seconds that we've got where we can have a Fantastic Four film that just stands alone on its own? It's beautiful. And you want to just go 0 out of 5 stars because me no like a rump. No.
And we all know this because we can all see it in Fantastic Four because it's been chopped up by the studio. It has been neutered. It has been turned.
Again, I don't want you talking out your ass about things that you don't know, my friend. There are edits and stuff that goes through there, but you coming out and having this kind of very broad statement of they're chopping it up, they're doing all, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. This is right out of your butt. They've done it, but you don't know anything about it. You're just making stuff up at this point, bud. Come on.
Into something that fits the visual aesthetic of the MCU. And so my argument is what that's doing to us as a viewing audience and the way that is.
Don't go watch the movies. You don't like them? Don't watch them. Don't review them. If you think Fantastic Four is an utter turd and you don't want people to watch it, here's the best way to make that happen. Shut your mouth. Shut up. That's how you get people to not watch the movie. You don't talk about it. You made 1 million videos off of this thing, dude. You want people to go see this movie, I guess. I don't know. Because if you really hated it and you really didn't want people to go see it, you shut up. You wouldn't say nothing. But it gets you content. I mean, hey, shit, it's getting me content right now. Am I right?
Reforming our brains. We can't really see nuance. We're not really great at
Some people aren't, but here's the thing, my guy. The world is full of dum-dums and in other words that I was about to get banned for if I said them on the stream, so I didn't. Look at me. I'm growing up. And sometimes you just got to let those people go, my guy. Sometimes you just got to let those fish go. Not everybody's going to learn. Not everybody's going to be smart. There's going to be a lot of dumb people out there. I told my niece and nephew this all the time. I was just like, listen, the world is full of stupid people. And for a while there, they couldn't hear the word stupid because the schools are just like, you can't say stupid anymore, which I'm like, well, that's stupid. There are tons of stupid people out there. And you know what? There's not a whole heck of a lot you can do about them. Sometimes you just got to suffer the fools that are out there. And you know how you do that? You tune them out. You've probably tuned me out by this point.
unique storytelling anymore. We're folding into these beings that are only capable of taking in one type of film.
Yes and no. Again, this is a whole nother argument right here. That's an entire video in and of itself. I don't know that I want to go down, what Hollywood should and shouldn't be making and how much they should and shouldn't be spending and stuff like that. Again, that's a whole nother ball of wax, but we're just talking about what people enjoy and you enjoy. And if you don't enjoy it, here's a hint, don't watch it.
And I've just done another video and you can see how that's affected movie-going habits over the last 20, 30, 40 years. You look at all the top-grossing movies. I'm not going to do this again for you. What?
If you want to go back to it, look at the other ones, but I'm not going to rehash my other 8-minute videos. Small bites, baby. Small bites. Even this video is going on long as hell. I gave you another video after this. I think I've effed up.
What is going on? You got on camera and proved my points. Your comprehension skills and clearly your attention span are gone.
First of all, you're in a vertical video format where people are swiping a mile a minute. You are slow on your delivery and your time takes forever to get to the end. Brother, know your audience. Know your audience, because I don't think you do. I don't think you know who's out on TikTok. When I make TikTok videos, dude, I try to keep them under a minute long, under 30 seconds, really. 30 seconds or less, just because guess what? People are stupid, bro. People are dumb. They have no sense of a span of attention or anything, certainly on TikTok. But me, I'm watching all of it. I'm watching all your videos. You can see me watch all of them and react to them. So you are getting a full and unfettered opinion here.
You spent the whole thing saying he doesn't know anything about comic books. That's not what my video was about. I'm so dumb.
My video was complaining about the movies that I don't like, and it's like instead of not going to them, I bitch about them on the internet. Is that what we're working with here? You want to complain about this, brother. You want to complain about this. This fuels you.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. No, I'm not done. I'm here forever. I'm here forever.
No, he is here forever. I got another video after this one.
I'm here forever.
he keep on going, don't he? Let's go to the next one.
I'm giving Fantastic Four 0 out of 5 stars. Is it love or is it blind loyalty?
Listen, see, now that he's getting called out by other people and saying, hey, listen, you're a bitch for just saying 0 stars when what you really mean is 3 stars and you're being a dick about it. Now he gets super offensed. He puts that offense up. Look at him. Got the arms crossed there. He's like, hey, I'm serious. I'm standing in front of my really big poster that I'm super, super proud of because it's in every one of my videos. I know you love the poster, man. It's so cool that you love it. But my word, what a background. What a background that's always there. Boom. Everything does have meaning. It does.
Every time I critique something that you claim to love, the sycophants flood the...
Brother, give me 10 minutes. I can find out what you love and squeeze the joy out of that for you so fast, it'll make these Marvel guys look like Boy Scouts. Come on. Come on now. You're getting so upset at this. Don't you dare for a second. Don't you dare for a second tell me that you wouldn't get all walloped and crazy if I started going after some things that you enjoyed. I bet you money.
Comments, right? So Drake's been off his game for a decade.
Drake sucks ass and has never been good. Here's some real hot takes real fast, everybody.
Sure, the Marvel machine is turning out soulless slop.
It was for a good while. Guess what? You actually finally got a movie with some actual soul in it, and then you said 0 out of 5 stars, don't watch it. Oh, I meant 3, but really I mean 0. Pick a lane.
Just ask the fandoms to consider something deeper about anything, and here they come.
And ask anyone that considers themselves an intellectual to have fun for 5 seconds and they can't do it. You could take Jamal here to Disney World, and I think that he would have just a flat face the entire time. Not impressed. All the children, the whimsical things that are going around, don't care for it. That's the vibe I get. I don't know, man. People could just have fun liking the crap that they like. Listen, I like, and I thought about it and I didn't do it. I wanted to bring in a full handful of like DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff to show you the dichotomy of my collection, just to show you that people can like different things. I can like Ichi the Killer, and I can also like The Godfather. I can like, I can like Reservoir Dogs, and I can like, Mac and Me, or whatever it is. You can like good stuff, and you can like absolute tripe and garbage as well. And it all kind of depends on how much fun you're willing to have. And you know what? Some people don't know how to have fun. Perhaps that's Jamal. I don't know.
Capes on, and they're screaming, la 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 la. That's their whole defense. La 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 la. That's it.
That seems like your defense here because, all right.
But I'm not annoyed. I'm just going to make you go deeper.
I'm not annoyed. I just keep making these videos where I'm very, very furious with people that are screaming at me. Come on, man. You're not mad. You're not frustrated at all. You are frustrated as all. Get out here, man.
All know that Fantastic Four would not have landed nearly this well in Phase 2 or 3. It's just not that good a movie.
No, it is that good of a movie. The problem is it probably would have done well in there because, again, it is better than those other movies. They actually seem to care on this movie. Maybe it's going back to things that you don't know, but this was the most comic book accurate Fantastic Four that there's ever been. The characterizations were so dead on correct as to be almost unrecognizable compared to their previous cinematic counterparts. They did a fantastic job, no pun intended, and you're upset about it. That's fine, but let other people have their fun, man. And I don't disagree that things need to continue to be better, but again, you're dying on the wrong hill. Die on the hill of a shitty Sony movie or something like that, Die on the fifth tread piece of bullcrapper. And again, I didn't see Thunderbolts, but crap on something like that. I heard it was decent. I couldn't say. Because after 10 years of comic book movies, I did stop reviewing solely comic book movies because we were indeed tired of them. They are all over the place. And again, I've been doing it a lot longer than most other folks have. So again, I feel like all right, I'm wasting too much time.
There are literal stills from the trailer that just aren't in the final cut. There's so many of them.
Oh my God. Is Homie complaining that the trailer had things in it that the movie didn't have in it? Is this for real the avenue that we're going down right now? Is this what we're saying? This is your complaint. You know what I watched? I watched a teaser trailer, and then I didn't watch anything else past that day until I watched the movie. And you know what I did? I enjoyed the movie. I had a good time. I let myself be taken away on a cinematic journey. Maybe you want to have a bad time when you go to the movies. I like having bad times at the movies. It's good stuff, I like some challenging things, but I also like stupid slop. I'll go watch some documentary, and I'll also watch a Michael Bay film. I don't give a shit. I like movies, bro.
Scenes have been clearly removed if you watch this movie. The whole...
Why? Again, you cannot judge a movie on the movie that you thought it was going to be. I don't care who you are. You have to judge a movie on the movie that you have received, not the movie that you thought you were going to get. Doesn't work like that. Because I got news for you. Whatever movie you make up in your head is not the movie that you're going to see on the screen. And as Lewis Black once said, I'm going to paraphrase, if you see in your head the movie on screen that was exactly what was inside of your head, kill yourself. That's what Lewis Black said.
The whole thing is chopped and neutered and over-edited by the machine that birthed it. And so, yeah, when we...
Over-edited? What are you talking about, bro? Now you're just pulling stuff out your ass to seem smart. It's over-edited. Bruv ain't edited anything in his life save for a TikTok, so not for nothing.
Talk about these movies, we should talk about them in the framework of that machine, because none of this lives in a vacuum, people.
It can. I saw Fantastic Four in a vacuum this past weekend. I saw it. I saw it in a vacuum. Guess what? It didn't have any impact on a previous Marvel film or a future one. it can all be contained in one thing. If I never see another Marvel film, if I never see another Fantastic Four film, guess what? I saw a good one. If I fucking end it right here and I don't watch any Fantastic Four from this point on, guess what? I'm going home with a good memory. Now they're probably going to ruin it. But that's, right now though, right now in this moment, I got a good FF movie and I'm happy with it.
And yet here you all are defending it like it's some sort of sacred scripture. You don't love it. You don't love it. Not like I.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. That's how things work. Sometimes you're going to be more passionate about some things than other people are going to be passionate, and vice versa. That's how it works. It's surprising to me that people don't understand how life works sometimes, isn't it?
Do. Not like the rest of us out here willing to engage with that kind of critique. See, I love what it could be. I love its place in a healthy cultural diet. I believe in its potential.
See, now this is putting on air's bullshit to make you believe that he believes the things that he's saying right now, because he doesn't. You don't want these movies. You only want them in the way that with which that you want them. And I get that. We're all greedy, selfish people. And you only want the things that you want in the way with which you want them. Fair. Guess what? That was how this Fantastic Four movie was for me. It gave me exactly what I wanted from a Fantastic Four movie. Again, as a fan of the Fantastic Four, I feel like I had pretty good standing on that to kind of talk about it. It doesn't seem you are. And again, I'm sure there's things you're passionate about that I could give two shits. I don't know what cricket is.
And that's why I hold it to a standard. But you
now you're getting here, big boy. All right, so here's the deal. You're saying that other people don't hold the standard. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? The only reason that the Fantastic Four is as good as it is because they have heard our sighs of woe. We are mad and we were continually getting slop. We got pissed about it. And guess what? They decided to change it up a little bit and, I don't know, do something good. Don't act like we're all like, I'm not saying that there aren't sycophants that exist. There certainly are that are diehard for, oh my God, have you met a diehard DC fan? Woo! If you think diehard Marvel fans are bad, diehard DC fans are an absolute other level. At least Marvel fans can admit that there's some bad stuff in there. DC super fans, oh my God, they still think they're cooking.
love the comfort. You love the routine. You love the serotonin drip.
Yeah, that's what the movies are, my friend. That's what the movies are. For a lot of people, that's what the movies are, especially when it comes down to summer blockbusters. That's what the doctor ordered. Those movies tend to do well at the box office. Look at the box office right now. Superman, Fantastic Four. Look at it from a couple years ago with movies like Top Gun. People like to feel good at the movies, bud. Listen, I like watching sad, drecky stuff too, but people like having a good time more than anything.
You love it like a child loves a nightlight. And
see, all right. See, it's this little needling shit that he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing because he wants more engagement, and he's getting it. He's getting it. I'm making a whole ass video on him. It's funny though, dude. He's funny.
Sucking their thumb as they go to bed.
Listen, from a culture that eats beans as one of their main staples of food, y'all ain't got no place to be talking about baby food out here. Come on now.
All because it helps you sleep. When something you love starts slipping, you say something.
How's Doctor Who doing? How's Doctor Who? You like Doctor Who, do you? Is that good? It's not, by the way. Doctor hasn't been good since Matt Smith left. Not really.
If you actually love it, you challenge it. You'd ask more of it. You don't defend its...
No. Again, I didn't walk out of this Fantastic Four movie asking for a whole bunch of things because you know what? Shock of all shocks. For those of us who are actual fans of Fantastic Four, it delivered on what we wanted. So if it delivers on what we want, do we scream, why didn't you give me more? When you go to a restaurant and you have a very nice meal in front of everything and you finish it up and all that stuff, and the server comes back and says, oh, how was everything? Do you just go, Not everything was to my liking. Get out of here, dude.
mediocrity or soullessness
The potatoes were mediocre at best.
like it's tradition. But most importantly, you question whether it's time for it to end. I say the
No. Listen, we've all questioned these things. Again, I'm not saying that there aren't sycophants out there. Maybe that's the only people who he's dealing with. Perhaps that's the case. I'm not saying that it's not. It could be. But most of us want good things. And we weren't getting them for a very, very long time. That's why HMP went over to HMP Volume 2. Because we were kind of tired of superhero films falling off the face of the planet and being not so hot. They've been pretty crummy for a while. A good long while. Again, we reviewed damn near 600 of them.
the art's declining. I say the audience is dulling, and you all prove me right every single time.
See, and again, as an asshole who also believes that he's right in everything he says and does, I can see my kind coming from a mile away. I know what you're doing. And see, I was right all along. No, you weren't. You said 0 out of 5 stars on a movie that you actually gave 3 stars because you don't care. Like, you decided to make your review not about the movie itself, but about the overall culture of movies, specifically comic book and superhero movies. That's not fair. It's not a fair comparison. It's not a fair rating. It makes you seem like you're disingenuous. And quite frankly, and again, I'll say it, anti-art. When you don't, you may not agree with the art that is out there, but if you are actively telling people, do not go and seek out art, even art that you don't like or you disagree with or you actively disagree with, if you were telling people to actively not seek out art, you're a turd. That's a turd thing to do.
With the same recycled insults. Oh, how can I be different today? Oh, here comes the guy who always complains about things. None of you ever say anything new, and it's because you never have anything new to say.
Jamal, this has been a 30+ minute video for you, bud. I hope you've learned something today.
You're not defending the art. You're proving it's decaying, and you're not defending the audience. You're proving it's brain dead. Look.
I only watch the good things. You watch the bad things. I watch the good things. I am correct. You are wrong. Don't you hear the accent?
At Kanye West, the man had to go full Nazi before you guys were like, hey, maybe he's not as misunderstood as we all thought.
I always thought Kanye sucked. I thought Kanye sucked. I hate his robot voice. Like you name it, all the way back. You name it. From the debut of Kanye, I always thought it was trash. Just trash. His political opinions, that's even worse. But like, just the music itself has been trash from the jump.
Look at this person who disagrees with me, by the way.
And I fundamentally disagree with
Look at this person. What kind of effed up talk is that, dude?
him on the quality of that scene. But when I read those comments, I almost wanted to side with Jamal more. It almost like radicalized me. It's crazy how many people
I found the one dumb that agrees with me. Check him out.
are willing to just consume like an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of content and not give it a single second thought.
This is clingy boyfriend behavior, people. Desperate to keep a
Jamal, you've made 4 videos out of this. Now, granted, I've been talking about it for 40 minutes, so, who the F am I?
partner who doesn't love you anymore, to the point that your own supporters don't want to back you. The spark is gone, people. Let it go. Look, if you don't believe me, let's just take a look at the data.
Listen how long your fucking videos are, my guy. This is unbelievable. Chop it down. You get mad that people aren't watching your entire videos. You're out here making Gone with the Wind, my friend.
1965, the top grossing films are The Sound of Music, Dr. Zhivago, Thunderball, a
Half of those are David Lean projects.
musical, a historical romance, a spy film, some variety, some originality.
Again, we're off on a different topic here. If you want to talk about the staleness of Hollywood, we can. This is a different thing. You're combining 2 subjects into one because it makes you excited or something, I guess. I don't know what's going on.
Some range. The list goes on like this. You jump 30 years forward to 1995, and yeah, we're getting the beginnings of something more commercial, sure, Batman Forever, Toy Story, but there's still space for, like, Apollo 13.
Listen, there are spaces for all of these things out there. I've got news for you, Jamal. If you aren't finding movies out there that are not kind of outside of this realm of superhero movies and other mainstream things, guess what? You're not looking, bud. You're not looking. There's plenty of stuff out there. Talk about those things. Keep Marvel out of your mouth if it's something that you're not interested in. It's fine that if you're not, who gives a shit? Preach on about the things that you're interested in, you know, instead of just going down a rabbit hole of just trying to patch up your work of, like, frankly, just being anti-art.
And Crimson Tide, some spectacle, yeah, some substance, still asking something of its audience. Now, 2022, when this article that I found these images from was obviously written, we have Top Gun Maverick, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Avatar The Way of Water. The entire list is sequels and spin-offs and IP.
Those are the main things. And I'm not going to sit there and say that, like, smaller films couldn't do more. But here's the thing. Those movies are out there. Those movies are available. And you know how you get those movies out there and in the eyeballs of more people, Jamal? You start talking about those movies and stop talking about Marvel movies. Be the herald of good movies, my friend. If that's what you want to be, if that's the kind of, you know, if that's the perch that we're on here, if that's what we're telling out to the crowd, that I watch better things than you, show us. And shut up about the things that you don't care about. It's that easy. I like, there are certain things that I don't give a shit about and I don't talk about them. Why? Because I don't care. I don't care. You're not going to find me talking about things that's just a waste of my time that I don't give a crap about. If I don't have any feelings or any thoughts on it, I'm not going to waste my time on it.
And children's fare. There's no variety to this.
It's all children's fare. I'm smarter than everyone. We get it, bud.
There's no challenge. There's no risk. There's no original story.
There are. You're just not watching them. Now, if your complaint is that they aren't higher in the box office, I will agree with that statement, but that's not the statement that you're making here, at least not overtly.
Here's the kicker. The population of the US is 1.5 times bigger than it was in 1965. So we have more people, and yet fewer are going to the cinema.
Yeah, there's tons of reasons about that. It's not just the Marvel movies. If anything, the Marvel movies are one of the few things that are actually keeping theaters alive right now. Again, I'm not going to get into this because this is a whole nother video. I've talked about it on several other occasions of the what's kind of wrong with the industry and stuff right now. But that's a completely separate argument. Again, the argument that you're making here is ultimately, I am anti-art. Don't go watch something that I don't like. That's stupid. You can, again, disagree with something that you don't like, give fair critiques, but you can't just all of a sudden take a dump on something because you don't like the vibe in the room.
Don't tell me this new era is thriving just because it's profitable, which I know you're all obsessed with these movies.
Don't care.
This isn't growth. This is consolidation. I say all of this because movies and art and culture, they do not exist in a vacuum.
They can. They can. They absolutely can.
They shape an entire cultural diet.
They can. They can do all of these things. Why can they not? Why can't it be both?
They shift what studios make. They shift what audiences expect. They flatten the spectrum of storytelling. And those of you who can't see it, and those of you who won't...
But again, that's a matter of opinion, brother. It's a matter of opinion.
Don't see it. I am desperately trying to wake you up because this isn't...
Again, he's coming here as your savior. This is your savior here. It's not you. It's not you figuring out what you like and coming to terms with art that you enjoy. It's this guy who's coming to save your dumb self from all of the stupid movies that you like. You know, I like Merchant Ivory and I like Trauma. You know what I'm saying? You can be many things.
Love anymore. This is codependence.
Ugh, thank God we are done with Jamal. But Jamal, listen, man, you're not incorrect that the world needs a little bit of upkeep as far as like all of these movies and everything go. I agree. I think they all need to be better. You just chose the wrong one to jump on and start poo-pooing. If you'd have said that about Brave New World, which you wouldn't, because let's be honest, Anthony Mackie's black and you can't say anything bad about him. Sorry, it's kind of the truth. You can't be like, that movie sucked. Guess what, kids? The movie sucked. And it's not Anthony Mackie's fault. Quite frankly, he did his best job as he could with that. And it was just garbage. It was just garbage. That's all it was. You know, they tried and they failed. And on the reshoots and stuff, you can tell where Harrison Ford's pissed because he's got to go in for reshoots because he's mad at the beginning of the movie. And then he's acting really, really well. And then he's back to mad again. So you can tell when all the reshoots are because he looks angry and whatnot. Listen, I'm kind of done with Jamal right now. I understand where he's coming from. Jamal, as you can see, I have watched your entire video and commented on it very much so. There's no way in hell that you, sir, will take the time to watch this entire video and give your rebuttal thoughts to it. And frankly, I don't suspect you should. You shouldn't watch this. You shouldn't respond to me, because if you do, you'll just be validating me. So don't do it if you're smart. All right, I'm gonna take a half a break here. Again, Jesus, we did Jamal's video for 50 friggin' minutes over here. Again, I got to reiterate, if you want to do better and you want to make sure that people aren't misunderstanding your videos, brother, don't make them 10 minutes long. Don't make them 10 minutes long. It's like, I know that that's the maximum that the app will allow you to do, but you don't need to push it to the limit every time. This isn't Scarface, brother. He seems like a nice enough guy. He just gets a little bit rattled when people start calling him on his shit. I get it. Me, though, I double triple down, baby. All right, we're gonna try to bash through some of these. We're not starting and stopping nearly as much. We're just gonna react and have some fun at this point. No more diatribes, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you subliminally mentioned.
So I'm sorry. This is one more. I thought. Oh shit. One more video.
That in your video as well, and that's the problem I have.
All right, I'm skipping.
God,
Fuck all this. He has one more video. I didn't put that in the right order. There we go. All right, we're
I
going.
went to a 1-star rated movie theater to see if it's really that bad. This is
Okay. Now listen, I've been a manager of a movie theater. I know what dirty movie theaters look like, bad movie theaters. I've been to all of them. I've seen all kinds. Let's see how this 1-star. How many? 67 reviews. That's not that bad. 67 is like, it's,
Kingsway Theater. Now, a lot of people complain that the atmosphere of the theater is just horrible. From poor air ventilation to moldy smells.
I know what that's like in my, local theater here. The one I don't go to.
Seats.
One I went to as a kid, but will not go to now.
Food. And some reviewers even claim they spotted a mouse. Goddamn Stuart Little trying to see a flick too. So
you guys want to know a fun fact if you didn't know this one? Here's a good one for you. The movie Stuart Little, written by M. Night Shyamalan. Isn't that weird? He's like, Sixth Sense, Stuart Little.
I had to investigate and see if it's really that bad. Now, first impression when entering the place, I thought it was kind of cute. I mean, there was definitely some wear.
I mean, listen, if you start looking in the corners of most theaters, you're going to find this. You're going to find little gross bits and stuff like this. Don't be looking.
On the walls, but overall not horrible. I then went to the bathroom to see if it was really that dirty. The first bathroom locked the doors to the toilet, which I mean is probably not a good sign.
Is that the... Really?
But in the handicap bathroom, there was definitely a toilet this time.
I like that having a toilet is a prerequisite to being good. And they had a toilet.
And some other things I probably wouldn't want to take a shit next
no, you could take a shit in that.
to. But I ordered my food and it was time to make my way to the movie.
That cost $18 right there.
Once I located the screening room, it wasn't the most glamorous.
Hey, listen, man, if you got a little micro cinema or something like that, that's kind of cool. I know places that kind of do this. They have like a little room that can seat like 15, 20 people or so. Those are fun. It may not be for everybody, but
The seats were definitely not in good shape. Between rips, tears, and stains, you would think
they're probably 30 friggin' years old.
Balenciaga made them. Not to mention the smell coming from the seats were insane. Smelled
You ever been in a theater that used to allow smoking?
like a boys' high school gym locker room. But who am I to judge? So I got semi-comfortable. Next was to test the food.
I loved how low that window was in the back where the projector's going through. That porthole so low.
Now I know I'm extra, but this was probably the worst popcorn I've ever tried. It tasted days old. It was so stale and it had the weirdest aftertaste. Like,
It doesn't look like it was made correctly at all.
I can't even lie. Next was the grilled cheese.
Brother, why are you getting a grilled cheese, A, anywhere, B, at a movie theater? It's like getting a grilled cheese, bad enough as it is. Bad enough as it is. You're paying way too much money for bread and cheese. So dumb. But then to do it in a movie theater? Diabolical. With ketchup, no less? Oh, my word. Have mercy. Pray for his soul, everybody.
Now I ordered a panini and the girl said we don't.
A panini? panini? Are you out of your mind? You walked into this 1.5-star movie theater and you said, give me the panini? What?
Do that here, even though it was on
We don't do that.
the menu. And I'm glad they didn't give it to me because the grilled cheese was actually not that bad. It tasted
I'm glad they didn't give it to me because the grilled cheese, I mean, I guess he's just like, maybe the other one would have sucked, but the grilled cheese is good.
like a classic grilled cheese I would have made as a kid. Now it was time for the movie. Some of the ads before the movie were definitely interesting.
So here's what I'm kind of putting together by looking at this theater and all their kind of jazz. They're a local place, you know, they're locally owned and operated, as they say. And that's cool. That's a cool thing, man, to not have the man breathing down your throat and kind of do whatever you want to do in your theater and stuff like that. Believe you me, if one day somehow I back into an ass load of money, that's what I would like to have. Just a theater that I kind of own and operate and do all those sorts of things. So, like, believe me, that's the dream,
To say the least.
What the hell is going on here? Larry. Well, that's my dad's name.
Now, one thing I'd like to know is the theater was boiling hot. There was a fan blowing, but no air coming out of it. I couldn't even breathe in there. But
You know what? Like, listen, not for nothing. You know, I got a stupid mustache here, but you gotta wake up every day and do that, and like kind of and get the trim. I feel like that's got to make you like a really like ornery person, as it were. You know, that like you got to like wake up extra early just to make sure you got that crisp line in there and everything. It just seems like so much work.
I was trying to stay patient because I've been waiting forever to watch this movie with The Weeknd called Hurry Up Tomorrow. I heard a lot of
How long ago did he make this video?
good things about it.
You heard a lot of good things about it. This movie bombed, homie. I think I'm starting to figure out why.
And even though there were so many seats, a random guy sat beside me. I tried to be friendly, but
Bro, I have been there. Uncomfortable.
unfortunately, even he didn't
At least he spaced. That's his buddy. Because there's no way that he'd be doing this hand thing. It's a fun joke, but
want to be friends. But I mean, between the uncomfortable heat in the room, the bad popcorn, the musty bathrooms, and the questionable movie, shut the fuck up. I tried my best, but I had to go. So unfortunately, I got
oh, you didn't even stick it through the movie, you big baby?
to give Kingsway Theater a 1 star.
Oh, well, a little anticlimactic there. I thought he was going to turn it around and be like, you know what, kids? Not so bad. But no.
I haven't been to a movie theater in over a year.
What's wrong with you? There's been plenty of good things. All right, let's figure out why. Because he likes to poop? This is where I've been watching movies lately.
This is where I've been watching movies lately. I know it's a relatively minor thing, but as a new parent, I didn't realize how rarely I get to go to the movie theater once the baby came.
Fair enough.
Because of all the time that goes towards the baby and toddler, I almost never get to watch any movies, and if I do, it's under the worst conditions.
Yeah, that sucks. No bueno.
Either at home on my TV, where I'm constantly waiting for random buffering, in bed where I'm barely awake.
Physical media.
Or here, which is literally a crappy way to watch a movie. And as a filmmaker, this sucks even more because I miss watching movies the way they're supposed to be seen.
Who set up this camera for him? So who put this frame in together, huh? Cynthia, get in here. Yes, I'm on the toilet, but it's for a TikTok video. Oh, come on.
Not in a bathroom, but in a huge immersive IMAX theater, the kind you find at IMAX at AM.
I'm finding this video sus. I don't know why. The angles, the fact that we're like, there's too much going on here. I'm suspicious.
With crystal clear projections and next generation.
Oh, it's from AMC theaters. I didn't see who I took this from. This is bullshit. All right. I was about to say, I was like, why are they glazing on any theater this hard? Okay. That makes more sense.
IMAX precision sound that you can feel in your bones, from dramatic whispers to booming action. And when the movie is filmed for IMAX, you know it's going to be an even more incredible experience where you're not just watching the movie.
You're going to see it on a faux screen, and it's going to make you really mad because it's not really all that different. It's just kind of open matte framing, and that's kind of lame and boring, if we're frank.
You're stepping into it. Paired with the best snacks, this is how I dream about watching movies now.
Hey, down
I
front,
really
shut up!
took going to the movie theater for granted. Now I dream about going to an IMAX at AMC theater where I can experience true movie magic. So please go enjoy an IMAX at AMC movie while you can. You truly don't know what you got until it's gone.
Okay, wait. Oh, got it.
Hey, listen, AMC, you owe me $5, or at least like you owe me a free popcorn after that, because I just showed your ad in front of everybody. I'll expect my free popcorn on my next return. I was like, why are they glazing, man? Makes more sense. Moving on.
I don't care to see the movie again.
Okay. The reason I saved this one is I like this guy at the top right. This guy hates Superman. He hates this movie. And like he's yapping on about it. You can see all of his buddies here. They all don't feel the same, I don't think. but he's so passionate about it, and he's a big dude, so he looks like he could just like wallop you across the thing. So you're probably not disagreeing with him too much.
I don't really care where the story of James Gunn's DCU goes from here. To me, this movie is a dud. It's a mess. That's tonally confused. Its pacing is all over the place.
Everybody else in the family's just like, don't look at him, let him go.
Characters are flat. The visuals aren't really that impressive. The action is kind of hit or miss. And it's just focusing on a lot of the wrong things.
Like what?
I wanted a much more solid Superman movie. And instead, we got Mr. Terrific and his band of merry men.
Oh, somebody had fun outside of Superman and felt guilty about it, so he didn't like it. It felt like he was abandoning Superman and having fun with his buddies, and he wanted to have fun with Superman. So he didn't want to have to come back to Superman and be like, yeah, I was hanging out with the Green Lanterns and Mr. Terrific. It's pretty funny over there. You're not so funny here, Bruce, or whatever. Superman.
Also, yeah, Superman's in there somewhere too. Like that's just how I felt. I'm sorry.
You can be wrong. It's cool. What's next? This is awesome. San Diego Comic-Con. I'm fairly certain that this is where this is at. This Galactic is unreal. Look at this dude. Unbelievably cool.
Fantastic Four! Coming through, folks! Meet your doom!
Oh my god.
That is bitchin'. Oh my gosh, that's great. That is ridiculous, dude. I've seen some big costumes before, but I don't think I've seen one that big. Holy cow.
Fantastic Four is a strange movie, a movie of opposites. It's a weird movie to talk about because so many people care so much about a movie like this.
Kit Laser, everybody. One of the big YouTube or TikTok reviewers and stuff here. I don't always agree with him on things. We'll see where we're going.
And I don't feel that passionately about any of it.
No, you wouldn't. And that's fine. Some of us, though, believe it or not, do feel passionately about Fantastic Four. Some of us were pleased with what we got.
It was good. I liked it. It's a really pretty movie. I loved the retro futuristic production design and the whole vibe, really. But it's also a pretty ugly movie at times. We get a lot of Renesmee cameos and a lot of the
That did, like the CGI baby faces didn't bother me that much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I wasn't looking hard. Oh, let me turn him up. I'm sorry.
digital intrusions never quite mesh well. It's a fun movie, but nowhere near as funny as it tries to be. The thing about it that works best is actually quite
I don't know that it tries to be overly funny, though.
Heavy, and the only time my theater got a huge laugh was with Paul Walter Hauser's character. The cast is great.
Right, because he's over the top and a little bit crazy and stuff, and that's, you know, he was kind of the comic relief in the movie, so, yeah.
Impeccably cast, and yet the only person that really got a chance to shine in this script is Vanessa Kirby, even though Julia Garner is literally shining. If you
Oh, boy. First of all, corny in there. Like, when she's literally shining, that's some Gene Shalit stuff right there, boy. Here's the thing, though, man. Do you know how often Sue Storm has been maligned in Fantastic Four, almost always. So we've finally written her character halfway decent, and she gets some stuff to do. Thank God. Thank God. Because Sue forever was just kind of used as like the force field lady, or the, hey, we got to levitate lady. Maybe we can disappear a little bit, but we're given much more than that this time, which is nice.
You need a strong voice like ever. Ralph Ineson is the go-to for that, and Julia Garner is great as the ice-cold space herald with a heart of gold.
She's good.
But they don't get to do much.
What do you want them to do? Taxes? Do you want the Silver Surfer to get guitar lessons? What do you want to do? It's the Herald of Galactus. Your job is to fly to planet, tell them Galactus on its way, kiss your loved ones, bye-bye. That's the job of the Herald of Galactus, my friend. What do you want them to do? Start up a law firm?
Natasha Lyonne is a perfect example. She's in this movie, kinda. It's interesting because Fantastic Four First Steps takes a similar approach as James Gunn's Superman did. They forego the origin story
a good thing
mostly and just drop you right into a situation, aside from a little expository newscast.
Which is perfectly done. We get all the origin story. You know exactly what's there. We don't languish in it, and we don't sit there forever. Hallelujah, my friends.
Which means that we never really get to see the Fantastic Four being that fantastic. Or
yeah, we do. It's called an entire montage scene. The first, like the recreation of Fantastic Four #1 made me just smile like a little school kid, dude. I was so excited, and like, I'm sorry. That was them being fantastic. You were, I mean, maybe you were just listening to the score or something like that, because I've heard other people say the same thing. Maybe they just weren't paying attention during the montage. I don't know.
Working as a team. The movie's
literally that scene I was just talking about. Monster coming out of the ground, and they're fighting it as a team. What are we talking about?
It's much more about them just being a family. And I don't...
Again, you know what the Fantastic Four is referred to as? Marvel's first family, the first family of Marvel. That's, yeah. So that's what the movie's mostly going to be about.
Know if that's going to work as well with general audiences who...
Clearly the box office says it was pretty good. We'll see where the drop off comes next week and everything, but audience score, critic score seems to be doing well.
Want to see that type of thing, and I don't think that Fantastic Four are as ingrained in pop culture with...
But if you give them a movie that is appropriate to what the actual source material is and everything, you might actually get something that's good. That's what this movie lacked that the other Fantastic Four movies didn't, is they had the bones of a Fantastic Four movie, but it wasn't an actual Fantastic Four movie. It was a representation of Fantastic Four movies. This one encapsulates what it's like to read a Fantastic Four comic. And I didn't think it was going to do that. I really didn't. I had the I was very, very skeptical that they would do anything, and they wowed me. So
their origin as Superman is. Sounds like I'm being really negative on this movie.
Kind of are.
And I promise I liked it, but what I liked about it is Vanessa Kirby. She's incredible in this movie, and she's so well written too. The crux of this movie is this galactic trolley problem that is so interesting, and through Vanessa Kirby, I found myself repeatedly moved to tears over this obviously digital baby. Pedro Pascal had a really profound scene as well that will stick with me for a long time. I had a good time watching this movie, and it was the third movie in a triple feature, so that says a lot. But do I feel a crackling elation going forward at the broader implications for the MCU? Not really.
Again, we are all looking towards the... This is the one time where we have had that we could actually stop and say, hey, this is standalone. This doesn't have anything else that, like, for a glimpse of a moment, why can no one let us just sit in the fact that for at least a brief moment, this is a standalone Marvel film. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. Enjoy the moment while you got it, people, because it ain't going to last long. Ugh.
Really. I'll be doing long-form reviews and discussions of this and other things over you know where, so check that out if you're inclined. Let me know what you thought, and as always, be kind to each other in the comments and love what you love.
Nah. Be buttholes to people in the comments and let them know where they stand. That's what I say. Sweet mercy. Let's go.
The more I think about Fantastic Four, the more frustrated I get, because this was a movie that, for me, was aggressively fine. And
Listen, not for nothing, but in a world of superhero movies that we have got that have been aggressively bad, aggressively fine is quite the step up.
And just good and not great. And I'm seeing so much praise for this movie, and I genuinely want to understand why.
It's not slop. Comparative not slop.
This is just going to be like some ramblings that I have.
I just noticed this big ass loaf of bread right in front of her keyboard. I approve.
If you want a more coherent version of what I thought of the movie, just watch my review. But if you loved this movie, please tell me why, because I'm struggling, because the more that I think about it, the more I get so frustrated. So just to say what I find frustrating is that I think the narrative of the film should have been public persona versus private persona.
Okay.
And you know what?
Again, I have to reiterate every time that someone does it, because it's an important aspect of film criticism, I think. You cannot be mad at a movie for not doing something that you wanted it to do. I wanted the movie to do this, and it didn't do that. I mean, and then we're not talking about like I wanted them to tell a good story and they didn't do that. Like I wanted them to do X, Y, and Z with the characters and they didn't do it. Ergo, I hate this movie. That's not how you review things. That's stupid. You have to review the thing that's in front of you, not the thing that's in your head.
Family really means. So we know that the theme is family, right? Obviously because of the baby.
First family.
And they're a family. Sue and Johnny are brother and sister. You know, we have Reed as the husband, and you know, the thing is the uncle or whatever. No. But I thought that they were kind of going to go into public persona versus private, like who you are in public versus who you are in private.
Again, that's an expectation that you have that the movie itself can never actually deliver on, because the movie did not ask you what you wanted to see. You have to judge the movie on what you see and what's presented to you, what they've given to you. You can't judge what they did not give you. That doesn't make sense.
Private. I love the fact that the Fantastic Four has, you know, all of these people that admire them. They have a TV show, you know, they make public appearances. They're very public facing. I love that. And, you know, even in the middle of the street, you know, they want the thing to, you know, say the line, say the thing, you know? And he's like, guys, you know, that's only in the cartoon. Like, I like that. And I felt like that should have been more of a narrative of kind of like, you know.
Come on, again, you're not supposed to grade it that way.
You see who these people are on TV or on billboards, but when they're home, they have problems or they're not perfect. And what family is perfect?
They show you a little bit of that. Like it's not wild overt or anything where, you know, Mr. Fantastic is walking around with a tie and is super, you know, enigmatic and everything. And then when he closes the door at the Baxter building, you know, loosens up his tie, starts cursing and hitting people. That's not happening. Come on.
Right? They don't, who they are in public is exactly who they are in private.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly who they are in private.
The movie didn't do the thing I wanted it to do.
So I thought that should have been more of a.
I went into this Transformers movie hoping that the Transformers would go to Mars, and they never went to Mars. Kind of bullcrap. 0 stars.
Thing. Going to Silver Surfer. I think the fact that she came and announced herself and said, you know, this world is going to be destroyed and hold the ones you love dear.
That's what they do.
I wasn't too crazy about that.
The Herald of Galactus is literally the only job. The only job is going to the planet and announcing Galactus is coming. That's what they do.
I actually like the fact in 2007's version of the Silver Surfer, how he was kind of preparing the Earth for Galactus.
That not what she was doing right there? She said, hug your loved ones. Goodbye.
He didn't talk to anybody. He didn't want to talk to anybody. And it makes sense because, the Silver Surfer as a character.
No. It doesn't make sense. He needs to talk to people because he is the Herald of Galactus. A herald is someone who announces people. That's what the Silver Surfer is. He's the Herald of Galactus who comes and says, "Hi, Galactus on the way. Your fear will make him happy," or something. I don't know.
character has guilt, right? As we know, because their planet, they're saving their planet, from being destroyed, and so are finding these other planets. I don't feel like the Silver Surfer would want to engage.
You doesn't have a
with anybody or talk to anybody on
Silver Surfer just minding his business.
That level, kind of wanting to stay away, just get the planet prepared for Galactus to come, anyway.
Like he's a baby on a changing station or something like that. Come on, world, we're going to get you ready. Get you ready, little powder. Mm-hmm.
That's my problem with Silver Surfer. Also, I could tell that this movie was chopped.
She's got a Jamal level video over here. Holy moly, this one's long.
Chopped. It was chopped. Like the editing at some points was jarring.
Again, veteran editor here. That was a paying gig in news for a decade of editing. So I feel like I know what I'm talking about. Tons of video editing and stuff over the years that weren't paid as a professional, but 10 of those years as a professional. So feel like I know what I'm talking about. I didn't have any problems like that.
Jarring. So like those are my main problems.
It's not a Michael Bay film or something like that. Come on now.
With the movie. And it's crazy how I'm sitting here, I'm watching it. Oh, and Galactus, he made no impression on me whatsoever. When
Galactus was damn near scary, man. Galactus was great. What are you talking about?
When I first saw him, it was oh man, this guy is big. He's a threat. But when he came, and the way that they defeated him, I'm okay. It was the ending was so lackluster. The first half is way stronger than the second half, in my opinion. Anyway, this is just me rambling because
It is indeed. Hold on.
I really wanted to love this movie. Everybody knows that I love Pedro. I love Pedro so much. But obviously my love for an actor is not going to, sway my opinion on what I think about the movie. But anyway, yeah, if you loved this movie, please tell me why you loved it, because I'm genuinely confused.
That movie good. Here's Galactus. Okay. Good guy here. Let me read the back. His height is 28 feet 9 inches. He weighs 18.2 tons. First appearance, Fantastic Four, number 48, Marvel, 1966. If you'd like, I can go get that copy. I'm going to do it. Shouldn't take long. All right, credit where credit's due, everybody. Again, I know what I'm talking about. Here's all of his stats. Here's why Galactus is badass, lady. Look at those stats. Come on, focus, baby. I gotta do the TikTok thing where you put your hand behind it. Some of that bullshit freaking works though. Look at all of them. Intelligence off the chart. He can't move around for shit, but he is hella smart. He knows everything. So I'm sorry, this was quite the accurate portrayal of Galactus. People seem to like this movie, but the people that don't clearly ain't never read no comics. And I'm not saying that you got to have read a comic to enjoy the movie, but it don't hurt you none. Galactus. What's next? They got Herbie going around Disneyland. All right. Looking at it, got to be a proper robot, right? Can't be a little person in there. What if it started killing people? What if it was like what do you call it? Shopping mall. It's like shopping mall, and then Herbie just goes a little bit on the fritz and starts killing people. I'd watch that movie. I sound demonic. Frightening. Herbie was awesome, though. Loved having Herbie in the movie. Very, very cool. Loved changing out the tape from the at-home tape to the fighting tape and everything. Very, very cool. Kind Kind of wish I had that popcorn bucket. I'm not paying money for those popcorn buckets, but if anyone would like to send me either a or the Galactus one or the Herbie popcorn bucket, let me know. I'm not paying
Sit
that money.
down, shut up, and silence your damn phone.
Oh, this is what they need to be saying at the movie theaters, I think.
And watch the movie. I don't know who needs to hear this again, but it is so rude that you think you can talk and yap and always be looking at your phone in a movie. It is not okay, and it's tacky.
Oh my Lord, send this girl $20 in the mail. She over here just spreading truth everywhere. Need more like you, sister.
Do you think that movies such as Full Metal Jacket or Saving Private Ryan are anti-war movies, or do you think that they are just war movies? This is stemming off of a couple videos I posted yesterday about anti-war movies and if there is such thing as an anti-war movie, and what are some examples of that. I think that Full Metal Jacket and Saving Private Ryan are just war movies, that they're not anti-war movies.
I think I can disagree with that. I want to hear the rest of your stuff.
For me, an anti-war movie leaves you not feeling well at the end of the movie. And slight spoilers for these two movies, but
They save Ryan. Shit! I knew I should have screened these ahead of time for spoilers. Man!
not that detailed if you haven't seen them. But there's the scene in Full Metal Jacket towards the end that if it ended there...
Nobody watches all the way to the end of Full Metal Jacket. They get through basic training and then they stop watching. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
In that scene where this character has to face his convictions and his ideals and decide if he's going to follow them or change, the movie ended there, I would potentially label that an anti-war movie. But that's not how that movie ends. End scene of that movie is the soldiers marching and happily whistling, I think it's the Mickey Mouse song, and a voiceover of Joker with kind of a smug tone talking about, in this world of shit, I'm glad to be alive and not scared. There's a smugness to it. He's become a soldier. He's changed. And with Saving Private Ryan, I feel that it ends on a sad but hopeful note.
Yeah, we actually saved someone. Yeah, that's... Mm-hmm.
Because...
But it doesn't, like, it's at no time... I mean, perhaps you could say it's a war movie. Maybe you're right there, and then it's just a war movie itself and not maybe an anti-war movie. But I certainly think, you know, not for nothing, but if the opening of Saving Private Ryan doesn't trigger something in you that goes, hey, maybe we shouldn't be sending people off to die, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because like you don't, it's not a heroic scene. Like, while what was done there was heroic, it was shown in a horror sense. You know, the Normandy scene was just it was there to just show the horrors of war. I'm like, that was what kind of jarred everybody and was like, wow, we are in a new kind of era for horror or for war movies and stuff here that are getting in more to the horror aesthetic of showing you the actual horrors of war as opposed to someone just taking a bullet in the chest like that and falling over. You actually saw guts spilling out on the ground and stuff because that was a reality. So I think stuff like that is very much an anti-war bit for that. But of course, within that, you also have to realize that you're doing very often. Depending upon the war, of course, this for a reason or another, Civil War, World War II, there's certain, implications behind all of those. So there's reasons that you're doing particular things. And depending upon how they're framed, can certainly be pro or anti-war, or just, like you said, just about war in general, I suppose.
He's looking back at these wonderful men and the sacrifices they made for each other and for him. So the emphasis is more on the sacrifices of those soldiers and how they come together, as opposed to being anti-war in general. I think another thing we can look at specifically from these two movies is that these two movies inspired people to enlist. Mm-hmm. What I'm getting with the enlistment...
I'm sorry, but if Full Metal Jacket inspired you to enlist, I don't know what movie you walked into. Does that look fun? Does Vincent D'Onofrio shooting his head off in the bathroom elicit, hey, let's go sign up for the army? I don't think so.
from Full Metal Jacket is that it was exciting, and that matches with that smug note at the end.
Again, if you didn't have somebody in basic training blowing their head off with a shotgun, you might have a little bit of an argument. But I think that's the point in the movie where we're like, oh shit.
While the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan is horrifying, people were enlisting after that, and I think it has
because it gave them a sense of pride about being an American. So that's and that's another thing, and not for nothing, but some people can't understand national pride and things like that. They think that's a dirty word, and it's most assuredly not.
A lot to do with that loyalty amongst each other, that sense of brotherhood, that companionship, that somebody is willing to put it all on the line and die for you. I don't think we can bring these movies up as examples of this is an anti-war movie.
Like I said, I think there's a lot of extenuating circumstances depending upon. You got to go case by case.
Check this out. This is the new Herbie bucket. Look at this. This thing is super cool. So you have a place for your candy. This unscrews on the top to put a beverage. The back opens up for your popcorn.
I love it when people say popcorn correctly. Popcorn? Who are these people? Where are y'all from? Where are y'all from? People to say popcorn. Where are y'all from? Is that a Midwest thing? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know from people. But that seems that's popcorn is a weird ass way to say it, dude.
It does come with a large popcorn.
See what I'm saying? Popcorn. What's a popcorn? Popcorn? Almost sounds too juvenile. Popcorn? Popcorn, please. Are you from the Netherlands?
Large drink and a candy. And check this out.
I swear to God, if they don't give you all of this in the price of whatever this thing costs, I'm going to bust a gasket.
She plays music and lights up.
Oh, my God. Why would you do that, dude? Why would you make a popcorn bucket that lights up and makes sounds for ding-dongs to bring into a movie theater and hit during the movie because you know that's what's going to happen? Ugh.
Listen to the music.
Jeez Louise.
That is pretty awesome. And check
not in a movie theater with little children, it wouldn't be.
Check this out. It lights up. It lights up the Fantastic Four logo. Look at that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That
I was going to poo-poo it, but I'm like, all right, that's cool.
That is super cool. So there's your Herbie from AMC. This is $75 plus.
Oh, Lord.
Plus tax. So this is basically $80.
Well, I'll say this. At least if it does come with the Herbie, the large drink, the large popcorn, and the soda, those all together would be $20. So, yeah, it's all right. Like, it could be worse. The Galactus head is like 80, but that holds a shitload of popcorn, which I think is kind of cool.
But it's
I don't know if I have one of those videos. I think I do.
I'm tired.
All right, this one isn't movie related, but I just saved this and I happened to put it into the selection here. This guy, listen to this dude talk. No, everyone in the comment section was just like, I think we saw the beginning of this dude's villain arc or something like that. Tell me this doesn't feel like it's straight ass out of a movie.
Heard of the promise of Armageddon. Bring it on. I long to hear the thunderous clap of hooves in the distance. I long to see this thing to a resolution. Why go to meet eternity when it can come to meet you?
And then Batman swoops out of the sky. What is happening?
On your own terms.
Holy crap. Like I said, not movie related, but I was just like, man, we got to watch that. Comic-Con. This looks very, very cool. I watched a couple seconds of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. It looks very neat, but the girl that they kind of hired to do the acting and everything.
Oh, thank God you're here. Everyone come in.
Oh, thank God you are here. I am so glad that you have come here. Mother is very upset. This, oh lordy.
Gather around the console. We need to get Mother to turn off the...
First of all, you're not talking loud enough. Second of all, put a little bit of panic in your voice, all right? Mother's going down, man. Things are crazy. You want these people on edge. You got to give a little. You got to sell a little bit, girl.
Alarm. Okay? Do we have the symbol?
Yeah, I got it.
You have the symbol.
Right here.
You find the symbol, please.
Yeah, who has the thing? Use it to like put a little bit of emphasis in your job, man. Come on.
Press the button. It's urgent.
They're like, look, just press any button, okay?
Way to go. Wrong symbol.
Not good. Okay, all right.
Okay, we're back online.
Right, don't worry.
It's all right.
Do we...
Oh, we have a message. Navigation compromised. Cargo containment has failed. Specimens are loose.
Okay, that's not good.
2 out of 10 on the acting, man. What are we doing? Did you come to work today? Now, I understand if you've been doing this all day and you've gone through 85 different, little productions of this for people that you're going to be a little upset. But baby girl, there's a camera on you. Hooray for Hollywood. Get it together, man.
That is not good.
What's
no,
the protocol for
no,
this?
there is no protocol. We can't wait to get out of here. The specimens are loose.
Oh my God, she's got an acting partner and they're both doing this bad? Yikes.
Oh, survival of cargo is top priority.
Cargo.
All right, we gotta move.
Wouldn't it be great if they just started having like a regular conversation that like these two were dating or something like that, and then they were just kind of having it out? There's a whole other thing, and everybody's going, is this part of the plot of the ride? What are we doing here?
Oh, now, come on.
People, we need to get out of here.
We invite you in this room, we ask you to push a button, and we quickly escort you out.
Was talking to some friends today, and we were ranking our Batmans, our Spider-Mans,
Okay.
our favorite superheroes in general, and I had one friend who just had the worst take on everything.
Good
So
ever happens
Oh my
again.
God, hold
I'm
on.
looking for anyone else to please explain to me how you can choose Andrew Garfield as your favorite Spider-Man and how you can have a very strong disdain for Tony Stark.
Well, I can tell you this, as far as like Andrew Garfield being people's Spider-Man and stuff like that, it's all going to depend upon the time that you grew up and stuff. It's really weird. I have met some kids who Andrew Garfield was 100% their Spider-Man. It was the one that they saw when they went to the theaters when they were like, 10, 11 or something like that. That's their Spider-Man, dude. That actually exists for those people. So like, I don't begrudge anybody that kind of stuff. If you don't like Tony Stark, though, you're a butthole.
/ Iron Man. I feel like he was trying to be a contrarian, but to the point of like,
Yeah, if you say you don't like Iron Man, you're a tryhard. You're just trying to be like, hey, man, I don't like the thing that everybody likes for good reason.
delusion. There's no universe in which Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man, and there's no universe in which Tony Stark isn't the backbone of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, there most assuredly will be. We're in it right now. We just crossed over into that land, my dear. Tony Stark gone. Robert Downey Jr. now being Dr. Doom. But Reed Richards is going to be the guy who's kind of is the new Tony Stark, the guy who's running the Avengers. And honestly, it's probably a good thing that we don't have Tony and Reed around at the exact same time, because you would have people, kind of. It'd be interesting in a way because of the smarts competition and everything. But ultimately, Tony would get way too upset about it because Reed is smarter than he is. What next?
For the prosthetics, that was not me. That was our friend Louisa, who's she's from England, and she did all the prosthetic work.
Peter Dinklage, come on, my man. Come on. I'm excited for this new Toxic Avenger movie, but this is some bull crap. He is like, you are so up your own butt, Peter Dinklage, that you can't put on the makeup, you coward. Do you think that you get some sort of, exemption? Oh, we need you for your face here and everything. But you can't put something on over you. You know, you're going to put it to somebody else, another actor to do, an actress even? Lazy is what I call that. Or entitled. Certainly entitled.
I knew going in that was going to be the case with conversations with Macon and being a control freak. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, there he goes. At least he said it. At least he said it out loud. I'm a control freak. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Peter Dinklage is an amazing actor. I don't know that he's an amazing person based upon kind of what we see.
So I need to do that because it's me. It's going to be representing me in my performance. But what we did is we had the luxury of a couple of weeks of rehearsal before we started.
And I was just like, those couple of weeks of rehearsal, she learned everything that I would have done. She had all the instincts that I would have had in that costume, but she did it instead. And you know what? I wanted to spread the wealth because I'm good like that. And I also don't want to spend 8 hours a day in makeup. Say what it really is, Peter. Say what it really is. You didn't want to be in the makeup all day. You are a little princess. Couldn't put on the makeup. So sad. So sad. What a non-player you are, dude.
Filming with Louisa and I, and she basically studied me.
What a crock.
She followed me. We acted out the film, my mannerisms, my quirks and picadillos. She took all of that.
Listen to him laughing like he don't even believe this bull crap, dude. He's like, and I don't know, some other bull crap about like how, listen, I'm not doing the makeup because I am an actor, not some sort of, sideshow for you to blah, blah, blah. Get out of here, dog.
Like
so self-important.
A forensic scientist and did such an incredible job in what I would do.
Then why would I even do it at that point? If she's doing such a good job of being me, why would I be me? I'd let somebody else do that. Makes nothing but sense.
And then, of course, we lay down all the voiceover, so it's still my voice.
Oh, well, that changes everything. If you did the voice, then I suppose everything all can be forgiven, right? You just couldn't be bothered to be on set though.
And it just sort of is beautifully seamless because that's the greatest compliment. People think it's me.
Listen, homie, they only think it's you because it's a little person, which is also, again, the reason why you gave that job to somebody else. You're just like, you know what we can do? We can get another little person in here because I don't want to have to do all that. It's not that Louisa was such a great fit. You didn't want to do it. You want to take that money, though.
But it's not, and that's what we were always aiming for. And it's that thing of like, I had a moment a while ago, like, we have to talk about Louisa, but if people are believing,
I gotta nip this rumor in the bud real fast here. It's Louisa, it wasn't me. So when you see the credits, don't be saying it was me. Which again, also though, that then comes out that you weren't in the role. Ergo, I don't know. Maybe it feels like you don't believe in it as much or something. It's tough to say. But you not suiting up and getting into the costume and stuff like that, kind of gross. I don't like it.
That's not bad either, because that's sort of the trick. But in all due respect to Louisa, I didn't want to take credit at all for the amazing 75% of what Toxie is on screen as her performance.
See, you heard it here, everybody. 75% of the role is somebody else that's not Peter Dinklage. That makes you know that he's a good, real good workhorse, everybody.
Some of y'all think that spoiling a movie only means telling someone what happens at the end.
Okay, let's see where he's going.
That's not the case. If you tell me even the smallest detail about a movie going in,
I will stab you.
I consider that a spoiler. I don't care if you tell me that the main character goes to the bathroom at 1 hour and 7 minutes. You know what I'm going to be thinking about for an hour and 7 minutes?
When's this guy going to piss?
The fact that the main character goes to the bathroom. Does that destroy the plot for me going in? No, but it takes my focus away from...
It does make you a weird, divergent kind of person. Because that's a wild thing to get hooked up on. I understand you, man. Like I said, I try to watch as few trailers as I can. Teaser trailers are good. I like those because they give you a little sense of the film, but don't kind of really tell you anything. They just like, hey, here's the vibe of this. And you're like, do you dig this vibe? If so, go watch this movie. So, but stop watching trailers then, man.
The movie, because I want to go in completely blind. I don't even like watching trailers.
Yeah, see, and don't, but you don't have to. That's the thing. You don't have to.
Because I'm going to be thinking when there's a scene from the trailer in the movie, I'm going to be like, oh, I remember that from the trailer. And it
sounds like you got a real problem.
Takes me away. Bottom line is, what you may think is not a spoiler might be a spoiler for someone else.
All right, calm down. Listen, I don't like spoilers as much as the next person, but an hour in the movie, somebody goes to the bathroom and that gets your hackles up. Bigger fish to fry, my friend.
So always check if someone wants to know anything that's in the movie that they have yet to see. Maybe they want to know. And if they do, great. I think they're weird. But just don't ruin people's movies experience for them.
This is how you go up and ask him about movies. He goes, have you seen any movies lately? I saw a movie. Do you want to hear about it? Do you want to know the title? Should I tell you the title of it, or is that going to ruin it for you? If I tell you I liked it, is that going to ruin it for you?
That's all. Have a nice day. Thanks.
You're bad logic, son.
This is also why I don't like this idea.
Oh, my brother's back here. I love him. I love this guy. He's big mad about this movie. Big mad.
Of let's just skip the origins. We don't need to do all that established.
That's correct. And it wasn't it grand, everybody? Wasn't it grand to skip a giant ass story? We didn't need it. Worked.
Publishing and
No, I
stuff like
disagree
that.
100%.
No, because you're wrong, David, and I'll explain.
You know exactly who this guy is now, because we all got this friend.
Because at the end of the day, you've got to set up something. That's why they had to make the.
See, we got some people saying like you need to set up something, and there's other people like, can't y'all just let it stand?
Half the movie a montage to explain. Here's when they were first introduced. Here's how they.
Maybe a fourth of a movie if you're being real stickler about it, but no, come on.
Got their powers. Here's how they established a good rapport with the world. But at the end of the day, you're not really setting it up in your movie. You're just breezing past it. And when it's all said and done,
yeah, we're breezing past it because we've done it many a times. You don't need it. We're proving to you in the moment that you don't need it, and yet you still want it. I can't explain it myself.
do you really care? Do you really feel something for these characters? Is it really or is it artificial?
I felt something. They established things in enough time, and I think I think sometimes people have empathy problems. If I'm honest, I think people have a problem with seeing people on a screen and feeling some sort of empathetic feeling to the people that were on screen. I think some people lack that.
So everybody's praising Fantastic Four, but there is a huge error in it.
All right.
That I think fans are very hypocritical for. Hear me out. So Galactus is appearing on Earth, and he's destroying everything, but they have like 20 minutes or whatever to evacuate essentially the entire city.
It's 7 days, but okay.
To watch out. So they all go under into Subterranea, right? But yet in Man of Steel, when they start attacking the city and they try to evacuate people and whatnot, and Clark's trying to help people, people are like, oh my God, Zack Snyder, what's going on, dude?
Man, they didn't do it that much though. They did it less in that movie. Come on, guy. Listen, we got a Snyder fan over here. We got a Snyder fan.
People are dying. What's wrong with you? You're telling me a being this massive right here, right? Once again, I'll give.
That's the point of it, though. That's the point of it. The point of it is humanity's all going to die. Right then and there. Zod wasn't doing that. Zod was just kind of slowly taking over the world and everything. Galactus literally going to eat the world. To eat it. Gone. Chomp, chomp.
Give me the picture. Standing over the city, walking through buildings, just destroying everything. You're telling me there was no people in those cities?
No, we're not telling you that. We are telling you that there probably were people in there. This makes it bad. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to stop him from being bad. It didn't feel like Superman was trying to stop him in that movie.
The way that the movie worked.
He could have flown straight up in the air and done all of those things way high in the sky, but nope, you decided to crash onto buildings. Zack Snyder didn't make a good movie, my friend. Just deal with it.
Works is kind of crazy. Like, are you serious? You think everybody's turning off the power and all these?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that wasn't a little bit of a stretch, but this is an alternate 1960s. You cannot hold this world to the same standards with which we hold ours, especially today. Could you have someone do that today? Perhaps not. Could you have someone do that in the 60s? I'd put decent odds on it. We had a gas crisis in the 70s. So I would lay decent enough odds that you could probably get people to turn off the lights, certainly back then. And in a society that looks like it runs in the 816 here, I bet that's easily doable.
Other things that you guys are saying are more realistic than two gods fighting in a city. I don't understand.
That's because you're slow, but that's okay, buddy.
I don't understand.
Yeah, that's fine.
American Eagle, I know you're facing some backlash right now about your commercial, but I know exactly the way you can fix it.
Now this, you're going to think that this is something that is different. I certainly did, but here we go.
And you can keep Sydney Sweeney on the payroll. Your next campaign only needs one commercial, right? Don't need a bunch of variations. So the commercial opens on Sydney Sweeney's face, and she says, every production, stage or film, relies heavily on rigging. And that...
Do we know where we're going with this, everybody? Because I did.
That's why everywhere I go, I bring my riggers. And the camera zooms out, and she's surrounded by about a dozen brolic black men in harnesses, wearing wrenches, the whole nine. Then the camera pans down to crotch level and goes around the full circle, and they're all wearing white denim. And then the camera slowly pans up to one of their faces. And when they're fully in frame, they say, take it from a real rigger. White jeans are the only way to go. And here's the kicker. Here's the thing that really drives the campaign home. The entire thing is underscored by Morgan Wallen singing a cover of Genuine's In Those Jeans. This is $1 billion idea. This is really going to get that Hi-Yo Sweetie cinematic universe off the ground.
Oh, let the man cook. He got good ideas. He got good ideas. And when you bring good ideas to the table, we promote you at the office.
Being a trailer editor working in the film industry, I've once or twice seen a studio call for a piece of music from a previous movie to be recycled and used in the trailer for an upcoming film.
That happens quite a lot. I mean, there's certain ones that certainly that you've all heard over the years and stuff. I think one of the more familiar ones that people will remember is like Clint Mansell's theme from Requiem for a Dream. Shucks, what's the actual track title called? I have it on vinyl. Yeah. So that was used a whole bunch in a whole bunch of trailers. There's the couple, I don't remember the names of them, but it's one of those. He's probably going to say all of them.
And in the late 80s, 90s, even into the 2000s, there was one standout track that ultimately became the most used music in trailers.
In a world. Yes. Yeah, that crescendoing right up to the end there and everything. What a great way to end a trailer, certainly in the 90s, boy.
Trust me. God, it's for the best.
Hell yeah. See how, man, what a world.
Go under!
Man, Lake Placid. That movie was over and I was like, where's the rest of it?
Minority Report.
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg. And if you're a movie fan, you know exactly where this piece of James Horner's score is from.
Punch it, Bishop!
I have the Alien soundtrack on vinyl as well. A clear vinyl. Very cool. Super. You don't see those a whole bunch there. You do a little bit more these days, but certainly when I got it, it was just like, oh, wow, a clear vinyl. Don't see that too often. I am going to get copyright stricken for this bit of the video. I can guarantee you that.
So why do studios do this? Use something from one movie to promote multiple others? Because it has just the right resonating intensity that's driving and atonal, in the case of this track specifically for action movies, and thrillers. Not to mention, it's instantly recognizable from a hugely successful box office blockbuster. Familiarity and connection for movie audiences, that really is the key. By the way, while composing the music for Aliens, Horner, pressed for time to complete the score, actually wrote this piece in one night.
That's how it goes, man. Some of the most like crazy things were done at like the last possible second. They're like, oh shoot, we need something, put that together, and then boom, it becomes one of the most iconic things in all of media history and stuff like that. Yeah, man, very, very cool.
So I just bought every popcorn bucket for the new Fantastic Four movie. Let's rank these.
And now my wife's divorcing me. What can you say?
Worst to best. The number one on my list is also the best bucket of this year. Bottom of the list.
Man, that is a lot of plastic to be having in the house.
I'm going with the Reed Richards Stretch Popcorn Bucket. It's a really cool idea, and I do like how fat Pedro Pascal's butt looks in this. There was just so many good buckets for the Fantastic Four. This ended up at the bottom, but it's still a really good one. Number 4 on the list, the Regal Fantastic Four Bucket.
That's not worse than the Reed one? Are you joking? Why?
I love how this bucket showcases the powers of all 4 members. Such a smart idea, but it's also such a good-looking bucket.
That looks like a waste paper basket. What are you talking about?
I was pretty impressed with this, and I'm usually not a fan of regular circle buckets. Number 3 on the list, the Fantastic Car.
What? Are you putting popcorn in this?
From Regal. I love the retro-futuristic aesthetic in the new Fantastic Four movie, and the paint job they gave this car makes it so shiny. Admittedly, it's probably not the best for eating popcorn. There's a lot of cracks and crevices where it's gonna get gross. And what you don't know is like when you put like the popcorn grease and stuff on the plastic, it's gonna jack stuff up. It's gonna discolor. It's gonna look bad. Gonna be really hard to clean this thing. But for such a sweet ride, I love that this car got a popcorn.
It does look cool. How much did you pay for these? That's something that he should be putting on to the end of this. Is like, this is how much this cost.
Bucket. Number 2 on the list is gonna be a surprise. The Galactus popcorn.
Why you put the Dune one in the top of it, my man? I'm guessing he's showing how damn big it is.
Bucket. Oh, I was testing out a hypothesis. Don't get me.
Oh no.
Wrong. This bucket is mesmerizing. The detail on.
I do love it. I think this is really, really awesome. I don't know where I would put it. Like, it's one of those things that you'd want to have, but like the second you have it, you'd probably enjoy it for like a week, and then you're like, shit, this thing's huge.
On it is really cool. It's got that same shiny paint job. The eyes of Galactus light up this cool.
The light up eyes, dope. Love it.
Blue. It's 18 inches tall, but it's also $80. The most expensive popcorn bucket we've gotten yet.
That was a pip. That's why I was just like $80. Good gravy.
Yet, for that price, I don't think it's worth it, but it is awesome if you can grab it. Ladies and gentlemen, the best popcorn bucket, not just for the Fantastic Four, but for the entire year, the Herbie AMC popcorn bucket. The features and things this popcorn bucket can do are completely insane. First off, I love the design.
And it also vacuums your carpet.
Very well sculpted. Now this popcorn bucket is $75. With that price, you get free large popcorn to put in the back of this thing. You also get free candy to put in the
No, it's not free. You're paying for it.
Front of Herbie, and it comes with a free large drink where the head
Again, quit saying the word free. It's included in the price. It's not free.
Does detach off of and you can sip from. But
suck it.
Wait, there's more! There are 2 buttons on the head. One of them plays the awesome score from the movie. And the second button is actually a projector of the Fantastic Four logo that you can put on your wall. This is actually a popcorn bucket worth $80. And for all those reasons, this is now my favorite popcorn bucket of 2025. Let me know which popcorn bucket was your favorite, because all of these were fantastic.
Yeah, it's a draw between 1 and 2. I don't want the other 2. Those are my bit. The car is kind of neat, but I wouldn't eat popcorn out of it. I'd just like place it somewhere. That would be the one that I think I would ultimately get, was because you could just place it someplace and it'd be like, oh, that's a cool little art piece, as opposed to like, that's something we specifically eat popcorn out of. Here's Miles Teller.
IMAX is about to screen an AI-generated film festival.
Oh, lordy. This is going to be wild. Jeff, what do you got for us? I haven't heard this.
festival in their theaters. Clearly, AI is here to stay in Hollywood. If you've been following the news over the last few months, every studio in Hollywood has been experimenting, most of them with a tool called Runway AI. Disney's trying it out. Netflix used it to generate an entire sequence in one of
Couldn't be worse than the crap they've been putting out.
their new shows, and Lionsgate and AMC have both signed deals with Runway.
Isn't that the interesting thing, though? I think that's what they're scared of more than anything. What if it is good? What if it is? What if it's, I think that's like, we all have that thought of like, what if this is terrible? It's going to take over. But what if it's good? What if it's really good? I mean, I would hope we would still look for the human touch in things, but what if it's good?
Fair to say, pretty much every major studio is at least investigating it, if not already using it, and just not saying that they are. And I do understand some of the benefits, like James Cameron pointed out, where he said, we can't keep making $300-400 million movies. That's
rich coming from James Cameron.
That can't make back their money and bankrupt the studios.
That's fair. His due. He'd be spending a lot of money, but to be fair to James Cameron, he does make that up quite a bit. So, other filmmakers notwithstanding, I suppose.
If that happens, you get no movies. So by using AI tools that can render a CG generated sequence that would take 6 hours and take that down to 6 minutes, that's a huge time savings. It's a huge cost savings. And as long
Yeah, and like, listen, when you watch the credits of movies and stuff like that, when they get to the, the special effects and animated stuff and all the things that are in the visual effects space and whatnot, the credits go on forever and a day, man. And like, I'm sure they're not paying them millions of dollars a piece, but they're paying them enough,
as long as there's still some human element in there.
That again, I always say that that's what we kind of need to do, is that if you want to leverage AI in this way, leverage it to help, kind of crystallize ideas, put together some, basic rudimentary things, and then you as the human kind of sculpt and mold and put that to its final form that you wanted to do. But like, the thing that came out of it should have been your initial idea. They just kind of push you along on the track, and then you go, okay, here's how we're going to iterate on this and make it really, really good. I think AI can certainly live in that world.
All that means is that somebody doesn't have to do as much manual work. That's the advantage that AI gives you. It's the same as going from writing with a pen to writing with a typewriter to writing with a word processor.
Or writing with your urine in the snow.
In my mind. But when you start to get into tricky situations is where things are completely AI generated, which is what IMAX is showing at their film festival. These are AI generated short films. To me, that just doesn't sit right, because an AI generated short film, while I guess you had to have written the script unless AI did it for you.
I don't know how these things work, but like, you at least got to give them like the crux of an idea. You can't just sit down and say like, give me story, and then it just gives you a story that's unique and interesting and original. That's not a thing. You got to, you got to juice it up a little bit. You got to give it some ingredients, as it were. I don't know. Like, I'm of two minds of it. Like I said, I think it could be a good thing to kind of help productions along and stuff. But like CGI and all these other things, if it becomes the crutch that you lean on to fix all of your problems, you're going to fail.
It generates all the animation and all the sound effects and everything through this AI program.
And it's not even AI, if we're honest. There's no such thing as artificial intelligence. It's just buzzwords that we're throwing onto things. That's not a thing at all. There are no things out there that are thinking for themselves, even if they have some sort of, quote unquote, machine learning or other things where they can adapt to stuff over time. Again, they are only going so far as the ability with which they are programmed to do. I hate all these people talking about a bunch of bullshit about like, oh, this AI, like, you tell it to turn off and then it won't turn off. It like secretly won't turn off. It's becoming sentient and it doesn't want to like obey commands and stuff like that. And then it's just going to live on forever. I'm like, fuck you. Unplug the machine. Stop being an asshole.
Doing that, then all it's really doing is stealing from other works, because nothing exists. It's not true AI. They're just learning models. So
there you go. At least Jeff knows.
They had to have something put into them in order for you to use it. So it's really just advanced play.
Tell me that don't look as good as any Star Wars creature ancillary person that we've gotten on a Disney Plus show. Tell me that doesn't look any better or worse. If that little creature right there showed up on Mandalorian, you wouldn't blink. You wouldn't blink. It's AI. So, again, who's to say?
Plagiarism. So I'm really curious where this all goes, because to me it is a slippery slope, and I know that's an argument people don't like, but
slippery slopes are good arguments because guess what? They're oftentimes correct things that happen. Anybody that tells you like, oh, that's a slippery slope, guess what? Slopes be slippery.
Once you start letting AI into films a little bit, and these corporations see how much it saves them, how long before they do replace humans? How long?
Hey, listen, the way that Hollywood's going, they're going to need to be replaced because they don't know what they're doing over there. They're throwing away money left and right. They have no clue what we want. They don't ask us what we want. They tell us what we want. And they're not Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs had that ability to be like, listen, I'm going to give people something that they don't even understand that they want yet. Hollywood thinks that they've got that juice, and they ain't got that juice. It doesn't exist for them.
Long before they do replace actors and directors and musicians. I mean, that's capitalism. I just see it. It's going to keep going and going.
Yeah, but it's going to, like, there'll be something that's different. There's always ebbs and flows.
And going until there's nothing left but a computer just generating slop for us all to entertain ourselves.
Yeah, but listen, dude, if the slop's better than the slop that they're putting out currently, who's going to complain? Who's going to complain? I'm telling you, everyone is upset and mad and stuff at AI until AI puts out something that kicks some ass. I don't know when it's going to happen, but something's going to come out and everybody's going to be like, that's an undeniable kick-ass thing, and AI put that out. It's going to happen. But I think the thing is like how we respond to what happens.
If it gets to that point, consider me out. Although if it gets there, you probably won't even see my face anymore.
Here's the thing, though, dude. Here's the thing that I want to talk about that I don't think people take into account. If movies stop existing right now, if we just said, hey, everything from this point out is going to be AI and we don't want to look at it anymore, it sounds like a dumbass thing. Guess what? It's going to be A-okay. Everything's going to be fine. You know why? Because we have over 100 years of cinema right now. And you haven't watched any of it. Not really. Not even remotely close. You could stay up from now until the moment that you die with your eyes taped open, Clockwork Orange style, being fed movies 24/7, 365. You could live to be 100 years old, and you will not be able to put together. You will be 200 years old. You ain't going to watch everything. You ain't gonna. It's not going to happen. So if movies stop existing and we only had AI and stuff right now, like I mean, I literally own hundreds of movies myself. We'll be fine.
Because it'll all be AI generated people.
Nah, well, and again, people will start clamoring for the old stuff again. They'll realize the human touch and what that actually means. But we're gonna get some good AI stuff. I'm sure of it. Some
people talking about AI generated movies.
AI's dumb.
I'm curious if you guys found the movie actually scary. I feel like a lot of responses I've seen are either on the opposite side of the spectrum. Some people found it absolutely terrifying, or some people thought it was lame or kind of.
Okay, I will say this. If you found Nope not to be scary or have no kind of like, if it didn't make you feel at least a little certain way, I will tell you this. You didn't watch it in a good enough theater. Yep. If you've got a really kick-ass theater, man, when that ship comes and everything, when the people are kind of getting sucked up in there and you hear them screaming and everything, like, yeah, there's scary moments in that movie. There's a lot of really great moments, but I'm going to be straight with you. You need a big-ass screen and some big-ass sound to make it actually worth a damn.
Boring. I'm on the spectrum of this was terrifying. I thought it was the most, like, just jarring thing to watch. This creature sucking people. And then not only that, there's that shot where it shows all the people inside of the alien.
Who's this guy look like? Is he got like a little Clifton Collins Jr. kind of thing going on here? I bet he'd like to hear that.
And like screaming for their life as they're being essentially digested. Yeah. I'm just curious if you guys found it scary.
Yeah, that's scary, dude. When they're all getting sucked in there and everybody, you can see people like you're getting eaten and like your friends and stuff are all beside you while you're getting eaten up. That's messed up.
You're not.
I found this movie scary. I scare easy in movies, but I like that. Like I jumped at this movie like literally out of my clothes, like I always do. I jumped out of my clothes in the black.
Literally out of his clothes in the theater, sir. That's going to catch you some charges.
phone. I'm like Huey on The Boys. But the fake
He does be looking like Huey, though. Look at him.
horse when it falls down while OJ's in
Very Huey adjacent.
his truck and it goes through the windshield. I jumped. That was a great jump scare, and it was an excellent and unique jump scare because we weren't really expecting it, and so that got me real good. But the tension that Jordan Peele created with like wanting to see the aliens, like we had like the costumes that Jupe Ricky was like promoting and selling at his ranch, and then like when OJ was in the ranch at night.
Yeah, dude, that like when you first see those little creatures coming out and everything, I don't know, that was like, oh God, what's happening here?
After Ghost got
good tense moment, it's good stuff.
Out and like I thought those were good aliens, and like I was
we
like,
all did. Everybody thought that was. It's like, oh, they're little kids. Okay.
Oh my God, I was like mouth agape, like watching, like holy.
Yeah,
crap.
I was like, is he gonna go comedy with the aliens? I was like all for it. I was cracking up.
Oh, that is it, everybody. Oh my word, 2 hours, and 2 hours of TikTok videos. Boy, oh boy, we did it again. Thankfully, I got through everything that I wanted to this time. Jamal took us an hour, so I apologize for that. We won't be doing something quite that long again. I'm going to make that a separate video and put that out there just for him, so he knows how I feel. And he got all turned because people didn't tag him and stuff like that. So I'm going to tag and let people know what's going on there. Thank you guys for hanging out. For those of you that did, if you popped in, popped out, we love you here. Appreciate you. While you're around, since there's just a couple of you still out there, hit a like button if you haven't. We really appreciate that. That's how this show gets out to more and more people. Oh, that was a lot. There was gonna yeah. Failsafe's fantastic, dude. Failsafe's real good. Grogu ate that thing's babies. Yeah, exactly. That thing looked just like something that you would see in a Star Wars. 100%. I'm scared of what's going to happen with all the AI here and everything. Sorry, this thing was not telling me that you were chatting during the thing here, man. So I'm sorry that we didn't get to these as the stuff was going. That's my apologies on that one. But that's it, everybody. We got another one down here. Appreciate you. Thanks for everybody coming, hanging out. What's the next thing? I don't know. Maybe Thursday. I don't know. Do you guys want to do like a spoiler free talk of, what do you call it? The new Naked Gun movie, because we're doing that. By the way, that's what next month is going to be, for those that may not have heard and everything. We're doing all the Naked Gun movies, starting with the brand new one, because that's coming out at the top of the month. So we're going to see that. And do you know what I heard? Apparently, Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are a thing now. They got together on this movie. And that's something I wouldn't have thought that one. But we'll check all that out. And maybe we'll kind of come and talk about that on Thursday and just do like we did with Fantastic Four, do a little live stream, just a little yapping and stuff like that, and then do the full big giant review with the gang on Sunday. And that's been working out. So we're going to be planning on doing the live streams on Sunday from this point out, at least for the next little bit here. Sean's got some things with work, and just keeping consistent schedule for the live stream and everything, I think is going to be good. That is it, everybody. Thank you for sticking around here. I got to get something, I don't want to say to eat. That's not true. I need something to drink, and then I'm going to go to bed. So thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.